On a quiet Sunday in 1991, a young woman stepped outside her home in Lawton, Oklahoma, and vanished. No one saw where she went. No one heard a struggle, and 34 years later, her family is still searching for answers. This is the story of Tena Mashell Preast, a daughter, a cousin, a friend who deserves justice. 19-year-old Tena Mashell Preast disappeared from her home in Lawton, Oklahoma. She was last seen stepping outside to speak with an unidentified man who had come to the door and called her dog by name. She never returned, leaving behind all her personal belongings, including her purse, identification, and clothing, suggesting she did not leave voluntarily. This disappearance has remained unsolved for over 3 decades. Her case is listed in the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. Despite various leads and efforts by family members and law enforcement, no significant progress has been made in locating her or determining what happened that day. Tena was born with the last name Smith Peter, but was given up for adoption around the age of 2, taking the surname Flood. After her adoptive parents passed away, she returned to her biological family at around age 10 or 11. Her mother later married a man with the last name Smith Peter, and Tena was known to use this name on legal documents. At the time of her disappearance, she was married to a military serviceman named James D. Preast Jr., who was stationed away from home. Tena was described as having green eyes, brown hair, a noticeable dimple in her chin, and a widow's peak at her hairline. She stood approximately 5 feet, 5 inches tall, and weighed around 145 pounds. She had 2 distinctive tattoos, the word Camille on her upper right arm, and a yellow smiley face with a red bullet hole, and the phrase, "Have a nice day," on her left shoulder. She was also a smoker and wore size 8 shoes. On the day she vanished, Tena was living with her boyfriend in a house on Northwest 17th Street in Lawton. According to him, an unknown man came to the door, and Tena stepped outside to speak with him. After about 20 minutes, he claimed he went outside to check on her and found that she was gone. The strange thing is, their bedroom window overlooked the driveway. If something had gone wrong outside, how could he not have seen it? Despite the passage of time, Tena's family has expressed concerns about the inconsistencies in his account and his subsequent disappearance from public view. Over the years, various leads have been pursued. A private excavation was conducted on the property where Tena disappeared, focusing on a filled cellar that had been packed with dirt shortly after she was last seen. Additionally, there were reports of concrete being poured underneath the kitchen sink by Tena's stepfather, raising suspicions about potential concealment. Another individual of interest is the stepfather of one of Tena's ex-boyfriends. His ex-wife reported that on the day Tena went missing, she saw him with blood on his clothing, which he was putting into the wash. Furthermore, his stepchildren alleged that he involved them in activities to lure young women, including dancers from local clubs. Tena had worked as a dancer at the Deluxe in Lawton under the stage name Camille. There were other women in and around Lawton who also vanished or turned up dead under strange circumstances. One dancer's body was discovered in a crate. Another went missing from a club. Family members of some of these women believe there may be a connection, but no official ties have been made. It paints a picture that is chilling. If these cases are related, it suggests a pattern that was never acknowledged. If they're not, the coincidences are too many to ignore. Recently, after decades of silence, the Lawton Police Department began digging at a property tied to new leads. A forensic anthropologist was present, but the results haven't been made public, and notably, the house being dug up wasn't the one where Tena disappeared. This has raised more questions than answers. Why dig now? What evidence are they acting on? And if they're finally following up leads, why not start with the original location? Despite the efforts of Tena's family and investigators, her case remains unsolved. Detective Donald Pauly of the Lawton Police Department has acknowledged that mistakes were made early in the investigation, including the initial assumption that Tena had left voluntarily. Recent developments include the discovery of a restraining order Tena had filed against her ex-boyfriend, which had been previously overlooked due to a misspelling. He had allegedly threatened to dismember Tena, adding another layer of concern to the case. More than 3 decades later, her cousin is still fighting, the last family member actively searching for her. And that's why we're telling this story. Because it matters. Because someone knows something. Tena didn't run away. She didn't just leave. She was taken. And someone out there holds the missing piece that could bring her home. The disappearance of Tena is a haunting mystery that has left her family searching for answers for over 3 decades. Her case underscores the importance of thorough investigations and the need for continued attention to cold cases. Anyone with information about Tena is encouraged to contact the Lawton Police Department. Even the smallest detail could be the key to unlocking the truth and bringing closure to those who have waited so long. Share this video. Keep her name alive. Speak her truth. Because justice doesn't have an expiration date. Thank you for watching. If you believe in giving a voice to the missing, hit that like button, subscribe, and help us share Tena's story. Together, we can help her family find the truth and bring her home.
For almost 34 years we've been searching for Tena, my cousin. Even though Tena never spent a night away, our hopes were that Tena had left on her own and would return. Hours turned into days and into years, eventually resulting in a roller coaster of emotions from hope to fear. The uncertainty surrounding Tena's disappearance has left our family in a profound sense of frozen grief. Knowing Tena's typical behavior, such as avoiding getting into vehicles with unfamiliar individuals, only those that she knew. Typical behavior for Tena was confined to her workplace and home, with infrequent visits to other places. The inconsistent statements surrounding Tena's disappearance do not add up. Why couldn't Tena's boyfriend, and admittedly the last person to see her, identify the person he reported to authorities? In court records in Tena's own handwriting, it states that her ex-boyfriend threatened to dismember her. Attempts have been made to gain answers from the ex-boyfriend that Tena had the restraining order against. His response was that he could not remember. Detectives attempted to interview the ex-boyfriend's stepfather, but he didn't cooperate. The last person to see Tena has never had contact with our family. My message to anyone with knowledge of Tena's whereabouts or what transpired that day. Maybe you were in fear for your own safety. However, regardless of past actions, no one is worth the consequences of holding this secret. The truth will prevail. Our collective objective is to locate Tena. We are committed alongside others to guide Tena home. Please join us by breaking your silence and telling us where Tena is located. Your anonymity is guaranteed. You have nothing to fear. Tena, you're loved beyond words, and we will never give up.